here. Can you take a photo of that, please? It's a big bar, by the way. Yeah. Thank you. It's okay.
Pick up the OG.
Yeah, what's up, man? Oh, well, man. Can't complain.
Did you have the reason for this?
Yeah, I'm gonna bring these.
It was a good start.
Thank you. So, this is starting soon. Canarsie Pier. True Bluff 10. This is Canarsie Pier. Canarsie Pier, you see? Canarsie Pier. The ride starts soon. It's got a little backed up in traffic.
You guys got clamps. I mean, you can use this. Stick legs. You guys have clamps. You want to clamp these too?
Yeah, that's the thing too. We need to get clamps, man.
Howard, how you doing? Ice cream for everybody?
Brooklyn, New York State.
You gonna throw your mic on?
See a public advocate office here.
That's right, 67 minutes.
We're gonna all shift over to the left, so we have the welcome to Canarsie Pier behind us, alright? Sorry, camera. It's been a while. It's been a while. At New York. Yeah, no, it's just doing like stuff all over. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for always coming. Alright, let me get one more thing and then we'll get started.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
You gotta whatever. More than welcome to.
No, I agree, but I also feel like they should also.
You think it could fit two in there?
Possibly. We can go outside.
This is my friend, Ethan. She's a property.
We're gonna come get started. This is audio backup. Oh, Ferry event. Yeah. Okay. I thought you were asking. How you doing, Chief? Yeah.
Oh, can I sit here, sir? Can I sit here? Yeah, me.
Projecting off the speaker is probably good.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody. Alright, let me get Jimmy. Where's Jimmy at? Jimmy, let me get you the iPad.
Oh, yeah, you look right here.
You're the OG, so I need you out of the with this. You make sure audio's good. We'll get started.
Make sure the system is on. Good morning, how y'all doing? Good afternoon, how y'all doing? Y'all ready for a ferry? Yes! Y'all ready for a ferry? Yes! Beautiful. Right before we get started, Harold and my family over here, come together, we're all one community. Yes, there we go.
Yes.
Okay, let's get started.
Hey, so what is something?
I'm gonna get you.
When I say it loud, you say ferry now. Say it loud.
Ferry now!
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 Thank you so much. Give it up for yourselves.
Look, we are here on this beautiful day with a very simple message. Mr. Mayor, Mr. Eric Adams, when you was borough president, you pushed for the ferry. Now you're mayor, and you've been MIA. Mr. Mayor, it's time to deliver on your promise to bring a ferry to Canarsie. Isn't that right?
Yes!
Isn't that right?
Yes!
The message is clear, the logic is clear. You have a system that brings New Yorkers around the city in a fast and eco-friendly way. You have a working class black community that's yearning for more options to get around.
Yes!
So why not just put these two problems and create a solution? Why not bring the ferry system that's having record ridership to a community that's yearning for transit options? Is that right? No. That's not right. It's not right to have a system that serves northern Brooklyn and you have southern Brooklyn. We only have the L train. Our buses are overpacked. And we have a system that can take us to and from places of work, but you don't bring it here. Is that right?
Right!
That's not right. So look, we're here today to re-up our call to you, Mayor Eric Adams. We haven't seen you in Canarsie for a while, so we wanted to just bring it back onto the agenda. That Canarsie wants a ferry. Canarssie's been fighting for a ferry for years. We have Ms. Dorothy here from the Canarsie Improvement Association. They collected over 6,000 petitions. Can y'all give it up for Ms. Dorothy and CIA? Over 6,000 petitions. Do you know how hard that is? Stopping neighbors, getting their names, their emails, their addresses. They did that over 6,000 times. Delivered it to the last administration, and we were failed. But look, it's a new day. It's a new mayor. It's a new administration. And we say we want a ferry now. So say it loud. Ferry now. Say it loud.
Ferry now!
by the New York City Public Advocate Office, Jamani Williams. We have a deputy mayor with us. His name is Kashif Hussein, and we want to thank the Office of the Public Advocate for standing with the people, for standing with Canarsie, and demanding transit equity. So I want to call up Kashif right now to say a few words. Give it up for Kashif.
Mic check, mic check. I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna say, what do we want? Where do we want it? You're gonna say Canarsie. What do we want? Ferry. Where do we want it? Canarsie. What do we want? Ferry. Where do we want it? Canarsie. Canarsie. Good afternoon, Canarsie. As mentioned, my name is Kashif Hussain. I'm the Deputy Public Advocate for Infrastructure and Environmental Justice, representing the Office of Public Advocate Jamani Williams. First and foremost, let me commend the community of Canarsie and surrounding neighborhoods for being one of the most resilient communities in New York. You would not take a no for an answer, and that is exactly what is needed for communities to unite and organize to demand improvements to quality of life. Unfortunately, we stand here once again to remind those who are in power that Black and brown communities continue to suffer from lack of resources and investment to improve affordable housing, equitable transportation, and other infrastructure upgrades. Canarsie is a majority Black working class community. Whether it's extreme heat, poor air quality, hurricanes, tropical storms, we're seeing the growing effects of climate change as related conditions become more frequent and severe. This community relies on cars, and as congestion pricing is coming fast and furious to our city, public transportation investments are crucial to keep communities like Canarsie moving. The ferry will bring an eco-friendly transit option, as mentioned by Jabril, and make us use the underutilized waterways to get people to places. This city must not limit itself to MTA buses and trains, but explore other means and methods to move people. We call on the administration to help this community get its own ferry dock, just like other affluent neighborhoods around the city. Period. If the waterfront of Canarsie has luxury condos, the ferry dock would have been installed in a heartbeat. So this is not only about equity, but justice. Constructing a ferry dock in Canarsie would go beyond providing reliable, efficient, and equitable transportation, but also stimulate local economic activity, attract investments, and create job opportunities. If there was a ferry dock here, national parks would not have demolished the Abraciomento's restaurant on the pier that was here. We know what we're talking about.
Right. Talk about it.
So today our office stands here with the residents of Canarsie, the residents of Nisha Bayview houses, and beyond. Give Canarsie their own ferry system. Do what is right and do it now. Peace.
Thank you so much.
Do it now. Do it now. Do it now. Do it now.
Do it now.
Thank you so much, Brother Kashif. And he brought up some important points as we wait for Bayview Tenant Association President to join us. Instead of night shift, this waterfront was lined by luxury condos. We would have had a ferry years ago. And that's not right. If you look at this map right here, look at the demographics of where the stops are. And look at the demographics of where the stops are not. Mr. Eric Adams came into power saying that he was the mayor of the working people. Well, man, this is a working class community, and we want a ferry now. When I say it loud, say ferry now. Say it loud.
Ferry now.
Say it loud.
Ferry now.
Say it loud.
Ferry now.
Say it loud.
Ferry now.
Thank you. Brother Kasher brought up another point, and that's why I want to bring up the executive director of the Canarsie Merchant Association. There was a restaurant on this pier not too long ago. And as the people in the community changed, some things went away. But now we're asking for a change. We're asking for more investments into this pier. We want this pier to be a destination in New York City. Right? So please give it up for Miss Noreen Meadows, the Executive Director of the Canarsie Merchant Association. Give it up.
Good afternoon, everyone. Canarsie is a destination. Our small businesses, the Canarsie Merchants Association, is not only on a mission to support the local missions, the local merchants, but we are here to support the community. We are married to the community. So we stand with the Flossie organization and all of the other community organizations to state that Canarsie is a destination, and therefore their businesses, small businesses that were hurt tremendously through COVID, that are looking for other opportunities, and there are opportunities that can take place here in Canarsie by Canarsie Pier. We are looking to be able to get more, to offer all of our businesses to new visitors. If we look around today, we see that there's so many people here at the pier. But like other communities, because of access and because of opportunities that they are provided, we could have more. We could have more visitors here in Canarsie, taking advantage of our restaurants, taking advantage of shopping locally, dining locally. They can take advantage of staying local. We know that we have quite a few tourists that visit us, but the only access that they have now coming from JFK is the L train, and the buses. But we know that they come here to the pier. They walk. Jabril talked about eco-friendly offerings. We have green space here in Canarsie, and we want to explore. Give us an opportunity to show that Canarsie is uniquely different. A neighborhood that not only has much culture, but also we have a lot of entrepreneurs that have opportunities that they want to offer. So all we're asking is to support the work that is being done here. Bring the ferry to Canarsie and bring it now. And now means not in another 20 years. We need it now. As we look around, we see that there's opportunity. Give us the opportunity to be able to take advantage of this here. All right, so thank you, Jabril. Thank you, Public Advocate, for coming to us. Thank you for all of the other community organizations that are standing with us here this afternoon. But I want to just let you know that we're going to continue to stand. We're going to continue to rally. This will not be the last rally. And we're going to remind the community that unless we ask, we're never going to receive. So we're going to keep asking because we have much to offer here in Canarsie. So thank you so much, Jabril, the work that you continue to do. Bring the ferry down.
Say loud!
Ferry now!
Say loud!
Ferry now!
Say loud!
Ferry now!
Yeah, this is not going to be the last rally, Miss Noreen. The next rally, Mr. Mayor, is going to be a celebration rally because you're going to come through and deliver on your promise to bring a ferry to Canarsie. Isn't that right?
Yes!
So when I say Mayor Adams, you say ferry now. Mayor Adams!
Ferry now!
Mayor Adams!
Ferry now!
Mayor Adams!
Ferry now!
Thank you so much. Next, I want to call up a powerhouse in the transportation movement, a powerhouse in transportation equity. They do work all across the city. I want to call up a representative, Rose, from Transportation Alternative. Give it up for Rose.
Okay, hi everybody, my name is Rose. I am the Staten Island and South Brooklyn organizer with Transportation Alternatives, or the way I like to say it, I am the organizer for the outer parts of the outer boroughs, the areas most ignored by our elected officials. Now, when I'm talking about bringing transportation options to these areas, it could be getting more bike lanes, it could be getting more bus lanes, it could be getting better bus service, it could be bringing City Bike out here, or we could be talking about ferries. But no matter what we're talking about, whenever I go into those conversations, I always get the same answer. And it's, well, these are areas where people choose to drive. And so why would they want these transit options? They already drive. And now that makes no sense to me. If you go to an area and you give them no options and you make them car dependent and then you use that as a reason to not give them options, then all you're doing is finding an excuse to ignore working class communities, to ignore immigrant communities, to ignore communities that are furthest from Manhattan, from downtown Brooklyn, from our tourist destinations, and you're just finding an excuse to do what's convenient for you. That's not logic, and that's not an answer, and that's also not equity. And that's been the pattern for decades now. We need to break that pattern. Why? Because bringing better transit options to all of the areas furthest from Manhattan, furthest from downtown Brooklyn, bringing more transit options to the communities that need them mean better options for work, it means better educational opportunities, it means opportunities to improve your life. And so, that is why I'm standing here. It took me more than 2 hours to get here from Staten Island. And welcome to Staten Island. Welcome to all of the areas that are furthest from the areas where our administrations have always been paying attention to. We need to break that pattern, and I'm happy to stand with you all to call on Mayor Adams to bring fast ferry service to Canarsie.
Give it up for Rose!
Thank you so much, Rose. So listen to that. We have someone to get to this rally.
Took 2.5 hours to arrive here.
And we have this community that's dealing with that every day. Is that right? No, that's not right. We're in a community that's transit starved, and we're asking for a solution that over 20 other communities have. We have, in the New York City ferry system, a community that has a north stop and a south stop. We ain't gonna name it, but we just want one stop. We want to stop in Canarsie Ferry. So when I say it loud, you say ferry now. Say it loud!
Ferry now!
Say it loud!
Ferry now!
Say it loud!
Ferry now!
Next, I want to call an OG in Canarsie, a big-time fighter for all things Canarsie. I want to call up Miss Maria Garrett, Deputy Vice Chair of the Community Board, President of, she has so many titles, but she's the OG of the community. Please welcome up Miss Maria Garrett. Give it up! Woo!
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for coming out here. I'm the president of the Fresh Creek Civic Association, and I'm out here to campaign along with everyone else in Canarsie for this fair. Now, in 2000, I want to say 14 or 15, I went to some of these meetings about bringing the ferry to Canarsie. Okay, so this is not something that just happens. This is something that's been ongoing.
Right.
They start us up, they get us hyped up, they tell us this is what we want to do. So now signatures, okay, and that's when the mayor came in and he didn't do anything. But it goes further than Mayor Adams, okay? We got to start from the top, okay? We got to go up to Chuck Schumer, okay? Go to Chuck Schumer and then trickle down to our congressman, all right? Because I started campaigning for the Fresh Creek Nature Preserve on East 108th Street. When I started that campaign, I didn't start with the mayor, okay? I started with Hillary Clinton, who was then our senator. So you got to start at the top and get it down. Because when you start at the top, now the little people is going to start saying, what's going on? I need to do something. So we're going to start, we're going to write some letters. We're going to get the letters to Chuck Schumer, and then we're going to bring it to Hakeem Jeffries, CC, everybody. Okay? And then the next step will be at City Hall. This here rally, we're going to take it to City Hall. Okay? Get people in City Hall, and we're going to do that. Because I've been at rallies at City Hall numerous times, believe me, for different entities. So I will definitely be out there to fight with you guys. So what do we want?
Ferry now!
Okay, when we want it?
Now!
All right. right. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Give it up for Miss Maria Garrett. Thank you. And just a quick note to my friends over here on the side. Please come up. Please fill up behind us, because I'll let you know how the game goes. The mayor's going to see this. He's going to see a couple community members. He's going to say just a couple people out here. But we want them to know we're 6,000 strong and we're growing. Say yeah! Yeah! So thank you. Please, members, huddle in. Come on. We're one community. Thank you. We have a couple more speakers and then we'll move to wrap up this rally. But the organizer does not stop. We have a lot more work to do because the mayor is missing, but we're going to find him. Next, I want to call up an OG, super OG, part of the movement that got over 6,000 signatures. I want to call up Miss Dorothy Lee. That was out in these streets for years, since 2017, even earlier, fighting for a ferry. So we have a mayor that's not delivering. So please give it up for Miss Dorothy Lee.
Hello everyone, and thank you for coming out. Thank you for coming out. My name is Dorothy, and 7 of us started this movement in 2017. We did get the signatures. I worked to death for them and presented them to our former mayor, along with Senator Broussard, who was helpful in getting us the meeting with the former mayor and also our previous council member. So far, it's 6 years later, and thankfully, they're young blood. So we're still at it. I am still in it, and we do want the ferry to Canarsie. Thank you, everyone, for coming out.
Woo! Give it up for Miss Dorothy. Thank you. She seems soft-spoken, but if she approaches you with a petition, you're going to sign that petition. Give it up for Miss Dorothy Lee again. Thank you. Next, I want to call up another titan in the community, Miss Lucina Clark, who's just been in Canarsie, a leader through the years. Thank you so much for your leadership. Thank you for being here. Give it up for Miss Lucina.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for coming out. Thank you, Dorothy, for birthing this project, and for our young generation, Flossie and Jabril, for heading it again. You know, my name is Lucina Clark. I am the executive director of an organization called My Timing, supporting our parents of children with a disability. We have a lot of disabled individuals live in our community. Having a ferry in our community is expanding not only work for individuals, but having job opportunities for everyone. Also, you know, I was just in Washington, D.C. last week in the National Harbor. The ports and the piers out there are magnificent. We have leaders in our community who needs to be standing up and standing to support our mission. This ferry is not only going to bring jobs, it's going to bring attraction, destinations. My dream, and my grandkids are here, is to have a place to come and really enjoy. Why is it we have to go to Manhattan or somewhere else to enjoy a nice restaurant, which was on this pier? We have to tackle our federal government the same way. Contact our Hakeem Jeffries. I love him. I love my Eric, and I love his work, but we need to have these things done. We support them, and thank you, Jabril, again, and thank you, Dorothy, and all the leaders here for coming out. More people should have been here, because I was like glassing this out. So let's support. If we don't speak out, we will never receive what we have. If we don't ask, we will never receive. So our thought process should be, what we want now? The ferry. And when we gonna get it? Now. When you ask, you will receive. All right, Jabril, thank you for the amazing, you know, gathering here today, and for people for coming out. You could have been somewhere else this Sunday afternoon, and you're here. So what we want? Ferry now. And when we want it? Now. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Give it up for Miss Lucina Clark. That's our last official speaker. I want to make sure the cameras get it. This is only a fraction of the thousands of people, the tens of thousands of people that want a ferry in Canarsie. And we're going to continue to organize. Eric Adams, what do we want? Ferry now. What do we want? Ferry now. What do we want? Ferry now. Thank you so much. Give it up for yourselves, everybody. One more point that I forgot before we wrap, and we're going to take a group picture. First and foremost, please give it up for yourselves. Everyone give it up for yourselves. You could have been anywhere else right now, but you're out here fighting for a better community. You know, there's this thing called structural racism. That's one thing. And that's something that we're going to continue to fight against.
Yes, we must.
But there's also organizing. There's also people power movement.
That's right.
Things do not change unless people come out and fight for it. I can't tell you how many people that have stopped and spoken with me that says, I remember that fight. I remember a lady coming up to me and asking for my signature. But why hasn't it still gotten done? It's a couple things. But one thing is that we have to come out and we have to organize. So when you leave here today, this is not the end of the rally, this is not the end of the fight. You have to please share this with your neighbors. If you see Eric Adams, we're looking for him, we have a missing poster going. Let him know. Eric Adams, when you was borough president, you was pushing for the ferry. We have a story in the city. You was pushing for the ferry. Now you're mayor and we haven't seen you. You haven't made a statement about it. So Eric Adams, we're asking for the next time, and hopefully it's the last time. So I want you to say this so he can hear it all the way in City Hall. Because we live in a community, we're a waterfront community, a working class community. We've been hit by Sandy, we've been hit by so much. We don't have the transit options. So why not give us something that can be a first step to having one of the destinations? We pay the highest property taxes already, isn't that right? Yes. They're bringing congested pricing, isn't that right? Yes. So why not give us a solution that's affordable? Have you ever seen, so tell me, have you ever seen a traffic jam on the water? I've never seen a traffic jam on the water, but the MTA is always running behind. The buses are packed in the morning. So why not give us a solution that can get us where we're trying to go? So for the last time, so Mr. Eric Adams can hear it in his desk in City Hall. When I say it loud, you say ferry now. Say it loud! Ferry now! 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 Thank you so much, everybody. Give it up for yourselves. Well, Howard want to close this out, and then we're going to take a group picture.
I just want to clear up a misconception here about the ferry, and I know somebody mentioned there was a restaurant that was here before.
Louder, Howard.
Okay. In 2014, when the state gave us $11.9 million to recover this area, I was one of the chairmen, and all the work you see around here. But the first thing we were looking at is to bring back the restaurant here. And one of the things that when we went to the federal government, they said the infrastructure is so bad that we cannot put anything here anymore. So that misconception of putting things here, the federal government said we cannot put anything else here. So a restaurant coming here is not going to happen. So the ferry is good, but we cannot put any more restaurants or anything. If you believe the federal government, they said the infrastructure under there by Sandy has destroyed the infrastructure that we can't put anything in here. We can fight them, but I don't think it's worth it.
Thank you so much, Howard. And I want to clear up that misconception. We live in a community where they always tell us what we can't have. We live in a community where you have a pier, you have multiple piers. I can take you to Manhattan, Harold, and I can show you pier on pier on pier with restaurants on restaurants on restaurants. Why can't we have one in Canarsie? Why can't we have a pier or a restaurant in Canarsie? It is possible. I want to say, in a couple months ago, the mayor was on a ferry and they opened up an express route in Bay Ridge. So he's opening up more routes, but he's ignoring us. There are multiple things in the year of 2023 that is possible. I do not want to hear what's not possible. I am tired of hearing what's not possible in Canarsie. We are going to have one of the best communities in Brooklyn, and we're going to fight for it. So when I say it loud, say ferry now. Say it loud. 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 Ferry now. Let's take a group picture, everybody.
Forget something. Don't think about Rwanda. They didn't want to do anything at the Rwanda. But once they got the stakeholders to put money in there, now they're building up the investors. Investors coming in. You got to get the stakeholders.
Let them see that we have a missing poster for him. All right, everybody, come together. Where's my boy Necka? So Necka's the official camera guy. So he's gonna lead us in this moment. Now everyone to come together. Harold, Maureen. All right. Necka's the official guy. Hey, how you doing? Come on, Miss Violin, Miss Community Board member. All right, Necka's getting ready, and then we're gonna do our picture. Is everyone good? Everyone good? Let's get get some of those fists up. Let them know what time it is. All right, Nika. The news people are getting theirs. All right, I'm going to lead a chat. When I say it loud, say Ferry now. Say it loud!
Ferry now!
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 Shallow.
This group in the back, can you move?
Family, tighten up family.
Next one.
Make sure you get the missing poster. We're looking for him.
Got it.
And this is what the ferry's going to look like on the water.
Can we pick up the mic? Go pick up the mic and move away. All right, everyone. Beautiful. Okay. Cameraman, news people, y'all good? News people good? Okay. All good. All right. Thanks, everybody. Thank y'all.
Okay, it's over.